Hey, good morning. Bob here with the Morning Coffee Show and Sports Talk, presented by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Got to get going, folks. It's the morning. Time to make your day great. Woo! I'm full of energy today, back in my studio. Oh, yeah, and I have my music back instead of this StreamYard canned music. All right. Hey, folks, how you doing this morning? First thing we got to do, let's drink some coffee, all right? Me and you, cheers. Good morning. Ah, what a great taste, huh? Nothing like having some coffee in the morning. Hey, by the way, don't forget to sign up for the links below. You need multiple sports books. Click the links below to take advantage of the best books in your state with OddsJam is there for you, man. Sign up on OddsJam for 3 free profitable bets that'll get emailed to you. And if you want to be a partner with OddsJam, you click the link below. There's a link in there and share with your friends. You get 20% off of all the revenue for those who sign up with your link. That is some awesome stuff from OddsJam. All right, let's take a look. What do you think of Morant last night, huh? What a game. 52 points and some highlight reel plays. This kid is something else, man. I'm very, very impressed with him. Is he top 5 player in the NBA right now? I welcome your comments below about anything. I had some comments about my soon to be born granddaughter over the weekend when I was in St. Louis. Man, you don't know how much I appreciate that. That was absolutely awesome. And she'll be here March 17th is the due date. I'll be in St. Louis doing the show quite a bit. I'm excited about this. My first granddaughter. It's going to be great. So I'm bubbling, right? With excitement. So the Heat win last night. That was my marquee matchup with them and the Bulls. They win. They're a really good team. Mike has been on them all year long. And of course, Memphis won. I won my only NBA bet of the day. Took Memphis -8.5. The NHL was a little slack on schedule. There were only 3 games. I wound up making 5 bets and actually forcing a couple of those because I was trying to get 5 bets out of 3 games. Usually I would not do that. So mistake on my part. Although I did get New Jersey right. That was a positive thing. That was a good pick on my part there. MLB, I guess what we got going on here with Rob Manfred and everybody, they had 16 hours of talk yesterday. They've got more planned today. They've got to get to this agreement. It looks like they're getting closer. Don't get me wrong. But they've got to reach a deal by the deadline is 5 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. Okay? They're meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern time today. They got to get a deal going potentially so they can pave the way for spring training camps to open later on this week for opening day to take place on March 31st as scheduled. What do you think about that? What do you think? Are you with the owners on this? Are you with the players? What do you think of the Major League Baseball commissioner? Is Manfred very good at his job? You can comment below. Answer these questions. I would very, very much appreciate anybody's input, anybody's whatsoever. Once again, don't forget about the OddsJam partner program. Don't forget about signing up for the links below. All right. We are now going to, you know what? Hey, before we do anything else, let's drink some coffee, man. I have some coffee. I got to have some coffee to keep going throughout the day. There's a lot of things that happen during my day, as I'm sure they happen during your day. And you know what? I really appreciate comments for people who aren't on the live stream. And however many people are here right now, thank you for joining in on YouTube and on Twitter. Very much appreciate all of the support for me and for OddsJam. All right. I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to look at OddsJam, and let's look at the bet tracker. So, a couple of losses last night. But here, as you can tell, you can go in here and you can track your bet. This is 100% free, folks. It grades your bet for you. So, you know, if this was your stake, you put in 50, your potential payout was 95.45. We lost. You know, here were the odds. Here's the closing line value. All that stuff is right there available for you. Now, I've been tracking mainly my hockey bets. I did that for about 6 weeks to see where they wound up in the bet in the positive EV, which is where I'm going to next. By the way, over here, you know, you can switch to whatever state that you want to. I have New Jersey up here because they have a lot more books than we do in Illinois. So when I look at positive EV and when I do my hockey videos, I have that option. All right, positive EV. And the first thing I'm scouring for is to see whether there are any hockey plays. And there is. There's a money line play between Minnesota and Calgary, which this is one of my marquee matchups. Actually, the marquee matchup in the NHL. With Minnesota in third place in the Central Division and Calgary leading the Pacific Division. It looks like a market width here. What is that, 10? Which that's good, 2.59%. And you know what? It's probably a good thing. Calgary Flames. Yeah, that's who I would be going with. So the Flames on the money line. You know what? I'm going to add this to the bet tracker. Put 50 on it. And now it is added and saved. Here's another hockey bet that I'm going to take a look at. This is the Lightning and the Ottawa Senators. You think it's over or under? It's under. Most of these are. You got to be careful nowadays with the overs and unders because the sport has been getting a little wild. We've been seeing a lot of 9 and 10 goal games here lately. Defense, not a major factor in the NHL. I'm going to go ahead and click that under and save it to my bet tracker. Now I'm going to go back to the bet tracker here. And as I can show you here, I got 2 pending bets. Both of them, one's on the money line and the other one's the under 6.5 in that Tampa Bay Ottawa game. There's the Calgary Flames on the money line. Very, very cool stuff. OddsJam. And by the way, this is what it looks like. $55 profit through all those bets. I beat the closing line value 58.1%. Anything over 50% is great. And then I've got $100 in pending bets. So there you go. You know what I think it's time to do? I think it's time to drink some more coffee. Let's have another sip. All right. Back to sports and what's happening. In the NBA today, there are, there's potential games, but, like this Dallas Lakers game. When it came out on the schedule, you would have thought that was a marquee type matchup, a marquee game, something to pay attention to. You know what? With the way the Lakers are playing, 27-33, that's terrible. And, Dallas ought to go in there and whip them. And I'm not sure what Lakers team is going to show up and what LeBron James is going to show up. I mean, which LeBron are we going to get? Okay. And I know it's a lot for one guy to carry. He can't do it alone. But that team is a mess. Absolute mess. Really, the matchup I'm looking at here right now is Golden State and Minnesota. I'm Minnesota has been a surprising team in the NBA, and they've really come through. Golden State just came off a loss. What are they going to be playing like? It's at Minnesota. Minnesota's a pretty good home team. Not badly. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time because I'd like to look at the standings in the NBA at this present point in time. So let's look. You see the Heat, over here leading the Eastern Conference by 2 games. A lot of bunching up in here with Milwaukee, Cleveland, Boston. Don't count Milwaukee out. Brooklyn is down here, but they're still hanging in here. Philadelphia up here. I think Harden right here. Harden's giving them a boost. Looking pretty set. I'm not sure the Hawks are going to be able to make the playoffs this year. They may. Not sure. Over here, we've got, even through the Chris Paul injury, we got the Suns still leading the Warriors by 6 games, and the Grizz are right behind them, followed by the Jazz, Mavericks, Nuggets, and then we got the Timberwolves and the Clippers. Wow. And the Lakers. I never thought I'd see this. It just blows my mind. Just absolutely blows my mind. On to the NHL. Let's take a look at the NHL here. And the key matchup for tonight is definitely the Minnesota and Calgary game. And I like to look at the standings here real quick just to kind of show you from a divisional perspective and then from a conference perspective. So here you got the Eastern Division, Eastern Conference with the Metropolitan, the Atlantic Division, the Western with the Central, and the Pacific Division. When you look at it from a conference standpoint, this is where the seeds lie. The 2 division leaders are the top 2 seeds in each conference. Okay? The second and third place teams within those divisions, which in this Metropolitan, Pittsburgh and the Rangers would play each other, okay, if the season ended right now. Carolina would be playing the wild card, okay, which is they have 78 points. They would be playing the number 8 team, which as of right now would be Washington, okay? And then Florida would be playing the number 7 team, which right now is Boston. And I'm telling you right now, that's not a good matchup for them at all. And when we go over to the West, Colorado is leading the Central. They would play a wild card, the one with the least amount of points, which would be, looks like Edmonton at this present point in time. And then Calgary, who's leading the Pacific, would play the other wild card team, which is, as of right now, would be Nashville. So you'd have St. Louis and Minnesota playing here, number 2, number 3, and then Los Angeles and Vegas playing here, number 2, number 3. Interesting stuff. And by the way, folks, you got to have multiple sports books. Click the links below to take advantage of the best books in your state. And in order to be a profitable sports bettor, this is what you have to do. So, as I come close to an end to the show, I just want to tell you one thing. First of all, I'm very happy that you guys spend some time with me every day, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. Major League Baseball has got to get their act together. It's extremely important for them to not lose any time, and I think that they can do it. I want to see spring training. I love the feeling of, hey, the season's right around the corner. The weather's getting warmer, all this stuff. It's great. It's good for the soul too. You know what I mean? Along with coffee's good for the soul also. But I can't wait to hear the crack of the bat and the ball. a pitcher popping a glove. Oh, man, there's nothing like it. You go to a baseball game, and by the way, St. Louis Cardinals fan here, you go to a baseball game, and it's anybody in the family can enjoy it. And it's exciting to sit there and watch. And it doesn't take all of your concentration every single second that you're there. You can't do that at a hockey game. If you want to know what's going on, you better be watching and watching closely. Baseball is not like that. It is a family atmosphere, and it's throughout the decades and all the years that baseball has been around, folks. Baseball has been consistent. There are rules. You can go back to rules that are 100 years old, and they still apply to today's game because that's how good and pure the game is. Oh, yeah. Has there been a lot of cheating over the years? Sure. And, it's that way in every sport, especially at the pro level, because they're trying to get an advantage. But I'm hoping for baseball to come back. I'm very excited about it, and I hope that Manfred and his team and the Players Association can get it together. So, look, please comment below. I want to know what your feelings are. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our OddsJam YouTube channel, OddsJam Inc. Please, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to leave you right now. Have a great day, folks. Drink some coffee. Peace.